5 years ago, when humanity dared to touch the secrets of space for the first time, 4 brilliant scientists were sent on a dangerous mission. But during that mission, an unknown cosmic storm changed their lives forever. Reed Richards' body started stretching like rubber. His wife, Sue Storm, could turn invisible and create powerful force fields. Sue's brother, Johnny Storm, turned into fire and could fly through the sky. And Ben Grimm, the team's pilot and Reed's old friend, transformed into an unstoppable rock giant known as the Thing. That accident didn't make them monsters. It made them heroes. Over the past 5 years, they've prevented countless disasters and earned a place in people's hearts. The world gave them a name, the Fantastic Four. Life was going pretty smooth for them these days. That's when they got a signal from space with some strange sounds in it. Maybe someone was trying to say something. Similar sounds had come from different parts of the universe before, but no one could ever figure out their language. Anyway, Reed built a small teleportation bridge machine that could send an egg from one place to another in the blink of an eye. But it ate up a lot of power. While he was working on fixing those flaws, he got some good news. He and Sue had been trying for years to have a baby, but never got any results. When they finally gave up hope, God listened to them. Now the big question was, would their baby be born with superpowers too? Reed didn't waste any time. He built a special scan machine to monitor every stage of the baby's growth. He baby-proofed every corner of the house. Not just that, he tracked down every criminal organization in the city and wiped them out, turning the whole city into a baby-proof zone. But how was he going to protect his baby from the danger coming from beyond the sky? 8 months flew by fast. Meanwhile, their baby was growing perfectly. But that evening, the sky suddenly lit up with a silver glow. It was an alien named Silver Surfer. She could absorb cosmic energy and use it. Her cosmic board could travel faster than light, and riding it, she came straight to Earth. People in the city were shocked to see an alien. Then she said, "My master has sent a message. He's hungry and the next prey is Earth. This planet's death is written. Spend time with your loved ones, live every moment to the fullest, because time is running out. This is the decree of Galactus, the Lord of the Universe." After saying that, she shot back into space at light speed. Johnny turned into the Human Torch and immediately chased her, grabbing onto her cosmic board. And then Silver Surfer looked straight into his eyes, said something softly, and vanished into the depths of space. Johnny's teammates made fun of him for that sweet moment. Ben even said, "Maybe she's into you." And before leaving, she whispered, "I love you more." But how true was her threat? Scientists all over the world researched it and came to a shocking truth. 5 planets in different solar systems had already been destroyed. Reed found Silver Surfer's heat signatures on all those planets, meaning every planet she visited was completely wiped out. So yeah, this wasn't an empty threat. Galactus was really coming to devour Earth. But how was he going to eat an entire planet? Anyway, the Fantastic Four figured they had to stop him in space before he reached here. Meanwhile, Johnny kept studying Silver Surfer's words carefully. That's when he realized her voice matched exactly with those signals they got from space. There were 24 different voice patterns in those signals. That meant by understanding Silver Surfer's language, Johnny was onto something big. Soon they got government clearance, and the Fantastic Four set out to find and destroy Galactus. The whole world was with them, every country sending their best wishes. In just moments, the Fantastic Four reached space, ready to travel at the speed of light using high-speed Constructo tech. They linked their spaceship Excelsior to the Constructo and headed out for the mission. After a while, they started picking up Silver Surfer's heat signatures, so Reed slowed down. Right in front of them was a planet 13% bigger than Earth that got destroyed in a blink. Now they were facing Galactus's massive ship. Before Excelsior got spotted, they unlinked it from the Constructo. The next moment, Sue used her power to make Excelsior invisible. But that trick didn't work. Galactus's ship started pulling them in. If they resisted, Excelsior's engine could fail, so they let the ship drift along that pull. Suddenly, their ship got scanned, and the scanner stopped on Sue's baby bump. Right then, Silver Surfer showed up on their ship with Galactus's message. Ben didn't miss the chance to tease Johnny again, saying, "Johnny, your girlfriend came to see you." Silver Surfer noticed that too, but she was only there to deliver the order. Turns out, Galactus wanted to meet them. On the way, Johnny finally asked Silver Surfer to translate that last thing she said to him. What she actually told him back then was a blessing to stay close to his loved ones. But Johnny had taken it the wrong way. Silver Surfer's job was to find planets for Galactus. Anyway, they met Galactus, who was a gigantic being. But he wasn't always like that. Billions of years ago, he was cursed, which gave him his endless hunger. Now, after all this time, he saw a way to break free from that curse. After scanning Sue's baby bump, he found out that her baby carried cosmic power and could become the next heir to his painful curse. Galactus said, "I'll spare your world if you give me the baby." But Sue and Reed refused to give up their child at any cost. That's when Galactus did something with his glowing eyes that triggered Sue's labor pain. Johnny attacked Galactus right away, and somehow they managed to escape back to their ship safely. Then Ben blasted a hole in Galactus' ship, and they got out from there. Silver Surfer went after them, and just when she tried to snatch the baby from Sue's womb, their ship linked with the high-speed Constructo and jumped to light speed in a flash. Even then, Silver Surfer didn't back off and kept chasing them. Johnny kept firing at her, but it did nothing. Meanwhile, Sue's condition was getting worse. That's when Reed came up with a plan. He punched in the coordinates of a nearby black hole and steered Excelsior straight toward it. Soon they were facing a huge neutron star. Reed's plan was to drag Silver Surfer close enough to the star so she'd get caught in its gravity and, because of time dilation, be stuck there for almost 2 months. But the plan was super risky, because they could get trapped too. Reed had a way out though. Just like he planned, they lured Silver Surfer close to the star, and then Sue made the ship invisible for 30 seconds. Using that window, they slipped out from the other side, while Silver Surfer got caught in the star's gravity. Out in space, Sue gave birth to the baby, and they named him Franklin. Soon they came back to Earth, where a month had already passed. Crowds poured in to celebrate their return. Everyone hoped that if they made it back alive, Galactus must have been taken down, but that wasn't the case. Reed made it clear to the press and told them about Galactus's deal. Some people believed they should have handed over the baby to save Earth. Nobody knew if they were safe now or not. On the other side, Silver Surfer broke free from that star and went back to Galactus, begging him to spare Reed's newborn. But as soon as he heard that, Galactus started torturing Silver Surfer. That powerful baby was his only way out of the curse. Meanwhile, the Fantastic Four were trying to figure out how to deal with Galactus, but they didn't have any weapon that could hurt his massive spacecraft. If they could find out what metal his ship was made of, they could build something. But it would take years to figure that out, because from the evidence Herbie collected, it was clear Galactus was older than this entire universe. Nobody could figure out a way. Then Reed remembered Archimedes' principle where he said, "Give me a lever and a place to stand, and I'll move the Earth." Reed was that kind of genius scientist, now thinking about teleporting the whole planet to another world, somewhere Galactus could never find them. But his teleportation bridge had only managed to send an egg across a room so far. Moving an entire planet was a huge challenge. Meanwhile, Galactus' ship had already passed Jupiter. Fear was everywhere. Things were getting worse. People wanted Reed and Sue to sacrifice their baby to save Earth, but Sue wasn't going to let that happen no matter what. Finally, Reed revealed teleportation power to the world. He laid out his entire theory. Using this tech, he could move Earth to another world, but for that, he needed the whole world's support. If all countries started building the teleportation bridges right away, the mission could work. Those bridges would link together and operate at once, shifting Earth into a new solar system. Seeing how serious the situation was, every country started building them right away. 36 hours later, news came in that Galactus' ship had crossed Mars and was now just 3 days away from Earth. Reed's problems kept getting worse. To extend the teleportation range, power intake had to be tripled, but that drained all of New York's electricity in just 2 seconds. To save Earth, every single light in the world had to be shut off. Only then could the plan work. The whole world followed this energy lockdown. As for the bridge, its construction was finished in 2 days. Then the countdown to shift Earth began. Everything was running fine. Only 6 seconds left. Suddenly, countless bridges started blowing up one after another. Reed couldn't figure out what was going on. It was Silver Surfer destroying the bridges. Their final plan failed miserably. Before she could cause more destruction, Johnny rushed to her and played recordings of her planet on every city billboard, showing her people thanking her for saving them. But then he played recordings from the planets she had helped destroy, with people screaming and begging for their lives, all in her own language. Johnny had cracked her language and translated all those space recordings. Hearing those cries, Silver Surfer took off. Years ago, when Galactus came to devour her planet, she agreed to serve him to save it. But in that deal, she delivered many life-filled worlds to Galactus. Now there was only one way out of this threat. Just like she sacrificed herself to save her planet, the only way to save Earth was to sacrifice Reed's baby. Johnny said, "Take me instead." But Silver Surfer couldn't do that. The only safe move for them was for her to take the baby and run far from this planet. After thinking it over, Reed came up with an idea. He said they had to lure Galactus to Times Square in New York by using the baby as bait, and then teleport him to a place where it would take him millions of years to get back. The idea wasn't bad, but Sue wasn't ready to use her baby as bait. After a lot of convincing, she finally agreed, and Times Square was completely cleared out. Now Galactus's ship was only 10 hours away and clearly visible from Earth. According to the plan, the next morning the baby was placed on the teleportation bridge at Times Square, and the Fantastic Four took their positions. Then he came, Galactus. As he stepped into the water, massive waves rose like a tsunami. He scanned the baby from afar and moved toward it. When he got close, the Fantastic Four attacked to distract him. In that moment, Johnny grabbed the baby and rushed home, while Reed placed a duplicate infant carrier there. But the trick didn't work. Galactus sensed the danger before stepping into the teleportation triangle. He scanned and found the baby's real location. He headed straight that way. The Fantastic Four went all out on him, but no one knew what he was made of. Fire didn't even scratch him. He tossed Ben into space with one hit. Good thing Johnny was right there to save him, or that would have been the end for him. Meanwhile, Sue was trying to reach her baby, but Galactus wrecked her car. The crash knocked her out cold. Now it was all on Reed. He fought Galactus too, but ended up like the others. Galactus grabbed him, stretching him like rubber, and seemed to enjoy it. By then, Johnny and Ben had made it back. Their speed was so fast they landed a solid hit right on Galactus' face. Reed slipped out of his grip and fell to the ground. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't stop him. Galactus destroyed their home's security system in seconds and snatched Franklin. Sue regained consciousness. When she saw her baby with Galactus, she unleashed her full power. A massive force field started crushing Galactus. He wasn't giving up the baby, but he couldn't handle Sue's pressure for long and started falling back. For a moment, things were going their way. Johnny was holding control. Reed was focused on saving the baby. But then Sue's strength started fading. That's when Ben pulled off something huge. He ripped down the tallest building's pillars, sending them crashing onto Galactus. The unexpected hit knocked Galactus right into the teleportation bridge. Johnny instantly activated the teleportation. The portal opened, only for 37 seconds. In that window, Reed snatched Franklin back from Galactus. Now Galactus was inside the portal, but his power was so intense it looked impossible to hold him there for 37 seconds. Johnny made his choice. He was gonna sacrifice himself. He charged at Galactus full speed. Right then, Silver Surfer showed up. She struck Galactus with such force he couldn't recover. The next moment, the portal shut. Galactus and Silver Surfer were sent to the far edge of the universe. Without his ship, there was no way Galactus could return. But here, Sue's condition was critical. They checked her pulse. She was gone. Reed tried everything, but her heartbeat didn't come back. The baby was crying, reaching for his mom. Reed placed him on Sue, and then something miraculous happened. Franklin's incredible powers brought his mom back to life. Once again, the Fantastic Four saved the world from destruction. People celebrated with joy. 3 years later, we see Dr. Doom with Franklin. Then it's revealed the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers: Doomsday.